Well, to be honest, there is a dirty secret around cheese. Think of it as a cheese underground, maybe like a Fight Club type of thing. The point is, there's the cheese you buy in the store. Maybe it's pre-sliced. Maybe you get it from the deli counter. Then there's the cheese that's pre-packaged. Then there's a cheese they don't want you to know about. What I have found is that when someone does a deli platter, where it's like the ham, the roast beef, the turkey, that cheese is different, right? It's somewhere in between. It's not quite Kraft, which is like a fake cheese slice, but it's also not as fresh as like the actual when they slice the cheese on that thing. So there's something going on with some kind of cheese underground world. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're finally going to show you how to migrate from a hybrid join device to a cloud native device within the same tenant, which I know has been a big ask, and it's been a rough road with the V7 of the device migration, but we're going to look at V8 and then make it public after this. What do you mean, am I okay? Because of the cheese thing? No, that's real. There's nothing wrong with me.
Get Rubix, solving for the modern workplace.
Okay, so I want to take you through some stuff. If you're in my Discord community, you know that this has been a pain in the butt, essentially. So let me show you the setup that we have here. So I have this machine. I'll show you here. We'll go to System. It has a name of desktop-13T5 something. It is domain joined. Okay, so there it is. This is on my domain controller. Desktop-13T51BI, I guess. That's the one. Let's go over to Entra. So it's also hybrid joined, right? It's not enrolled in Intune or anything because I don't have it configured that way, but it is a hybrid join device. So let's log back into it. We're logged in as Fred Flintstone. I'm so done naming things. Somebody help me. I don't know. So let's open up the command and let's do a dsreg command status. All right, and you can see from this, we are hybrid join. We have a primary refresh token from Azure. Scroll up here, Azure AD join, yes. Domain join, yes. Okay, so we don't want to move tenants. We want to keep this within the Rubix dev tenant and just make it cloud only and Intune enrolled. Disclaimer time. So the official recommendation from Microsoft is there is no need to do this. You leave the device hybrid joined and it can be Intune enrolled and you manage it from Intune. You can block inheritance on the policies, and when the time comes, when that device dies of natural causes, you just go get a new one and put it through autopilot. Or if you really want it to be cloud joined, you take it, you wipe it, you register an autopilot, and you deploy it that way. There's nothing wrong with that, and that is the official recommendation. What I'm going to show you is not supported. However, if it was supported, I wouldn't have had to make it in the first place. No, to be completely honest, this is something that a lot of folks do need for whatever reason. Give an example. I was talking to some folks the other day. They finally, they decided to do this because they want to decommission on-prem domain controllers. They want to go cloud native, and they are not in a position, especially with everyone being remote, to take devices, wipe them, and redeploy them to a place where it's accurate. So this can help mitigate that. Now, long-term ramifications, does Microsoft know something we don't? Well, this will cause a problem. I mean, I've had folks doing this device migration for some time now, and they're pretty happy with it, but it's very much a user at your own risk. But here's the thing. If Microsoft is saying wipe the device and redeploy it, and we try this and it doesn't work, our recourse would be to wipe the device and redeploy it. We're no worse off, but we were able to do this with tenant to tenant. We got it working with domain to cloud. Hybrid has been somewhat of an issue, but I think we finally have it going. So consider this the official launch of the V8 version of the tool. I probably should have done some joke about V8, the tomato juice drink thing. So actually, before we start, I am going to take you to GitHub and I'm going to show you my private repo. Don't look. So if we go repositories, we can see V8. It wasn't a whole lot that changed. Really, the problem is when we leave the domain and leave Entra, scrolling all the way to the bottom, we added this line. I shouldn't say it was the only thing. This was a big problem. In the past, when we left the domain, the computer always seemed to put itself back in the default work group. But for some reason, that just wasn't happening. So we do that now after we leave before we rejoin with the provisioning package. Side note, if you have no idea what I'm talking about at all with this device migration stuff, I'm going to put a link below to the full solution so you can kind of see this. We've been working on this for quite some time now, and this is version 8. It stands to reason that there's versions before this, so check it out. Another thing that we did is sometimes we were having issues with the SID reconciliation. So in the reboot script, what we did is, I think it's 95, we basically did a check to see if the old and new SIDs matched. And if they did match, we kind of skipped everything else, all this cleanup we do here. There was also an issue where sometimes when it makes the new profile, it wouldn't always keep the same schema. It would always do this, here, I'll kind of show you here. Yeah, it would do this kind of thing. It sometimes would do Sam name underscore crazy characters, and sometimes it would do a dot crazy characters. So we also adjusted for that. But like I said, the full version's available, so you can go check it out. Let's do this. So this is not an Intune. So the way I'm going to run this is I'm going to run it with PS Tools. Let's do it this way. And I'm going to simulate the way we would do it through Intune. You can also do this through group policy or another tool you're using. Basically, you just have to execute the script as the system. So let's call PS Tools. I have videos on this as well. Oh, why am I CDing into that? It should just be PS Tools. It's probably because I have not had enough coffee. Yes, I'm fine with that. Okay, so let's now go to my device migration folder. So what I have done is I've copied all the necessary files locally into the device migration directory of the C drive. So I'm just going to navigate in here and run that. Start your engines. PowerShell, exe, execution, policy, bypass, start migrate. All right. Overall, we added a lot of logging if you haven't checked on the solution in a while, so you could see everything it's finding here. Basically, we also have this newer model, and this was available in V7. Basically, what we do is we prompt the user to confirm their Entra credentials, as opposed to going and looking ourselves. And this is something we're going to get in and talking about a little bit later. But as part of the process, they are going to be prompted, as you're going to see here in a second, to confirm they are who they're supposed to be. So it's the first time I opened Edge, but yeah, we're going to click Fred Flintstone. It looks like it wants me to do MFA. I'm going to try to skip it for now, but obviously this isn't the first time they're using their browser. They would just go ahead and sign in. So once they authenticate and say who they say they are, authentication complete, you can return to the application. And if I close this, you can see it's continuing to run, and it's going to be shut down in a minute. So at this point, we're going to go over a few things. The machine has, let's see if I can do this real quick. So if we go back to the hybrid state, it's gone because it's also, we left it. It's not there anymore. The local domain record will still be there. That's going to require some cleanup, but that's not going to affect the device. The device knows it left the domain. It's not domain joined anymore, and it left its current hybrid object behind as well. So we've essentially cleaned out the old object, and the device knows it's not part of the domain. So we're just going to wait for it to reboot. Now, what the provisioning package does is that's going to put it back in with a new name, because we're renaming it to V8 something. If you wanted to keep the old name, you could. But we're just not doing that. So we're going to let it restart, and we're going to watch the end user process. So the end user won't see all those console screens. The end user would just see the browser pop up. But we're going to be changing that eventually. But today is just talking about the actual guts of it. So there we go. The device migration in process. PC is being migrated to the Rubix dev tenant. This screen will stay here. If I did try to go into it, I can't log in here. I'm locked out, and I just see migration in progress. So user can't do anything at this stage. They are completely locked out. Overall, this should be within, we get our last reboot within about 30 seconds here. So that was one reboot, and just got one more to go. And there we go. It's restarting. It's exciting. Okay, now that we're back, we're brought to this. Welcome to Rubix Dev. Please log in with your email address. So I can't log in with my old account, so I'm going to have to log in with the full fred@getrubix.com. and my password. And let's watch it go. What did I do? Rubix.com. Okay, so I have to log in. I can't log in with my old account, so we're going to do fred@rubixdev.com. So we're going to use our Entra credentials since this is now a Entra joined device. All right, Fred Flintstone knows who I am. And the important thing here to note, I'll probably show this in an upcoming video, the local directory is the same, so I don't lose any files. I'm not going to do hello for business now. I'm just going to skip this because I don't care. But already I'm enrolled in Intune, so you can see that policy kicking in. Let's poke around at some things. So let's actually check let's go to settings. So you can see up here, fred@rubixdev.com. Accounts work in school. We're not joined to the local Active Directory. We're managed by Rubix Dev. That's cool. If we go back to system and we look at the machine, it's called V8-80548. Let's see if we can track that down. V8-805 up. I see it 48. So it's Microsoft Entra join, not hybrid. It's got our package owner. That's okay. That'll change in a little bit. No need to worry about that. Let's go to the command, dsreg command status. And you should notice here, we are Entra join. We got our refresh token. But look at the top, yes, and then domain join is no. We're no longer joined to the domain. If you look at my profiles, my user ones, we should only have one Fred profile because we kind of just commandeered it. So if I go to users, there he is, that's Fred. So this was the same profile I had before, so all my documents will be intact. Let's give it a refresh. Oh, it's already working. So take a look at this. Now it's enrolled in autopilot because that's part of the process. We're doing it automatically. The owner is now Fred Flintstone because we're querying that. Okay, and now we can come over and look at it in Intune. There it is. Fred Flintstone is the primary user. It should be in some groups because, yeah, Windows 11, it's all automatically getting picked up because of the way we registered it. So it's all set in here. Okay, so there we go. We took a device that was hybrid joined on-prem within the same tenant. We were able to change its state to cloud only and roll it in Intune, do autopilot. If the device was already in Intune, maybe you're in that situation, right? I think that's where it gets complicated because technically if you're in Intune and you're hybrid joined, there could be an argument to say, just stay where you are. And I understand that. And that could be very easy. You can take existing devices that are hybrid and new devices that are autopilot and run them both through Intune and really not have problems. However, everyone's different. So if you do have a need to get off of Active Directory and you want to break that connection, now you can do it with this. The link to V8 is going to be below. If you're not in the Discord, absolutely join the Discord channel because you're going to want to talk about this, see what others are doing. And thank you to the community because we would not have gotten this far without all the feedback from everyone, both on YouTube and Discord. So super appreciate it. We'll be seeing you.